be here because I've recently had the opportunity to work with a couple of different Freemasons. And one that I've worked with has been a class act. And it's very cool to be around people like that. And it's kind of interesting when I look at this flyer here, it says making good men better. Because what I do is I make good people stronger, leaner, fitter, and healthier. And I do that with a 5-step process. So the name of the presentation is 5 steps to becoming stronger, leaner, fitter, and healthier. A proven 5-step process to achieving your fitness goals, even if you because a lot of people, they come to me as almost a last resort. And I'm the last resort because what I do actually works. But before I go into that, I figured I'd like to tell you a little bit about where I came from. When I was a kid, I loved comic books, but I was also diagnosed with attention deficit disorder. And if anybody's ever seen this advertisement, this is an advertisement for the Dynamic Tension course by Charles Atlas. It was very, very successful because a lot of people were able to empathize with the person in the before picture, getting the sand kicked in his face. I was able to empathize with that because having attention deficit disorder, I was put on a drug called Ritalin. And Ritalin made me extremely shy and unable to socialize properly. But it was through martial arts and lifting weights that I was able to gain the confidence that I needed to be able to be the guy in the advertisement. The one that was able to stand up to the bullies, and the one that had all the girls chasing after him, which, following my divorce, came in handy. But I took the stuff that I learned and I became a personal trainer. So the reasons why you should listen to me is I've got over a decade of experience in getting people healthy and fit. I was RKC certified in 2009. RKC at the time represented the gold standard of physical fitness training with Russian kettlebells, which is an extremely useful tool with a kind of a proud history. But the current gold standard is the Strong First kettlebell instructor. And I'm also that. I followed Pavel, the leader of the organization, to his new organization, Strong First, where I also distinguished myself. I am also a Strong First bodyweight strength instructor, which means I don't even have to use kettlebells to get people fantastic results. It's one of the things that I do when I give people homework assignments to be able to train at home anytime, anywhere, with anything and everything, or nothing at all. I'm also functional movement screen certified. The functional movement screen is a way I look at people's primal movement patterns to see what could potentially become injuries if it's not addressed. It also lets me to see what I can do safely and effectively in order to help someone reach their optimal potential. And I distinguish myself, so I'm also a subject matter expert and consultant to the Department of Exercise Science and Physical Education at Montclair State University, and also the National Personal Training Institute, which is located in Pittsburgh. And I also distinguished myself, so I was selected by both Dragon Door Publications and Strong First to teach personal trainers and personal training certification workshops, both nationally and internationally. In addition to that, I'm also a professional performing strongman. I was the last one mentored by New Jersey Superman, the late Greg Matonic. He came to me and it was a moment of clarity, because at the time when I met him, I had gone to see the strongmen perform to try to get my mind off of the things that was happening with my marriage, because my marriage was essentially dead on arrival. And he said to me, as I was thinking to myself, what is the next chapter? What is the next step for me? He said to me, would you like to learn how to become a professional old-time performing strongman? And I jumped at the opportunity, so I spent pretty nearly every weekend in 2011 going to his place to learn all the secrets that he had accumulated for the past 30 years. Now, I would love to show you guys the old-time feats of strength, but since I am a paid professional, not being paid to be here today, I won't be performing any of the feats of strength. April Fools, brace yourselves.
Psych.
Ladies and gentlemen, since it's all men here, what I'm going to introduce you to is a form of entertainment that predates vaudeville. Basically, back in the day, back before Xbox, before television, before radio, live entertainment was the only thing to do in town. And that is when a strongman would perform legitimate feats of strength in front of spectators to thrill and amaze them. And what this is going to be today is this is the old-time performing strongman experience. I will also be performing some feats of strength for you to thrill and amaze you. And every single thing that I do is legitimate. They do not provide a leverage advantage of any sort. What they do is they protect my hands because some of the different things that I do are dangerous and very painful. In this bag here is a variety of objects that you can bend, break, and destroy right in front of you. So the first object that I have is a horseshoe.
Get
When I purchased this, it said forged for strength. But since I was mentored by New Jersey Superman, the late Greg McConick, I am forged to be stronger, and I'm going to demonstrate that right now by ripping this open. I'm going to pass this around to the gentleman right here.
That seems legit. I'd like to have you meet my boss, Dave.
The next one, this is the frying pan. It is a legitimate Teflon-coated frying pan, but since frying food is generally not good for you, I'm going to roll it up just like a newspaper.
Disagree. It's not at all what I expected. I don't think Walmart's going to take that back at this point.
The next thing I'd like to show you, this is a hand-bent steel sculpture. I did this without the use of any heat or tools, just pure strength. I give these away at wedding gifts, and a lot of my people that I've given to
Some
use
rebar.
it as a conversation piece.
Some rebar.
They love it. One of you today is going to walk out with it because I'll be raffling it off at the end.
Scrapyard.
Now the last thing I'm going to do is this is a length of 10 jack chain. Chains are oftentimes used as a metaphor for limited beliefs. And we're going to break those limiting beliefs because we're going to break this chain today. Now,
Be careful.
at the end of the countdown from 10, I'm going to be snapping this.
Be careful.
But wait for my signal. Are you guys ready?
We're ready.
Start the countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fairly simple.
There you go. Turn around.
Busted that chain. Got a good angle on that.
So,
This is stronger than the one Phil has. Look at this. That's pretty impressive.
thank you. I appreciate
You're
it.
not even out of breath. A little swig of water.
Nice work. You want to inspect that? You want to inspect that?
Entertaining, you guys.
Wow.
The real
How do your
reason-
hands feel?
Huh?
How do your hands feel?
Oh, fine. I was wearing gloves. The real reason I'm here is to teach you some of the common mistakes that people make when trying to get healthy and fit. Because there's a lot of stuff out there that confuses people. So for the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to define fitness as the capability to live the life you want and do the things that you want to do without being limited based on lack of physical ability. If we can just define fitness as that, that's what I'm all about, is essentially enabling you guys to live the life that you should be able to live. So, top 10 common reasons why fitness programs fail. Confusion about where to start. When people decide that they want to get in shape, there's a zillion and a half things that they can do. A zillion and a half things that will confuse them. So, they'll usually do one of three things. They will join a gym, walk out onto the gym floor, have no idea what to do, and then they'll either give up or they'll try to bumble their way through it, possibly getting hurt. The second thing that people might do is they might buy a DVD, but a DVD isn't complete and it's not going to get them to their goals. They follow the DVD, they are unable to achieve their goals, they get frustrated and they quit, Or people will go on a running program thinking that they need to get in shape before going to a gym. The unfortunate thing about running programs is that running actually has a 50% injury rate amongst long-term runners because every time that your foot hits the floor, it's a pretty big impact. And the pretty big impact, when happening a couple thousand times, adds up to injuries. Confusion about how to make progress. So a lot of what people think it takes to do about getting stronger is to take your 10 rep max and try to do 12 reps. You can only do that for so long, and if there was no more to it than hard work, there'd be no such thing as exercise science. But periodization, progression, paying attention to technique done properly when paying attention to body mechanics, is really kind of one of the big secrets. But unless you were taught that by a coach, how are you supposed to know? Training by itself or nutrition by itself. Let's say someone wants to lose weight. They go into a gym and they might burn 500 calories in a session if they're working really hard. But if you went home and you ate 10 slices of pizza, that's going to add up to be a lot more. And it doesn't balance itself out. At the same time, if you did nutrition by itself and didn't pay any attention to your training, your body gets used to being on a low-calorie diet, and if you don't signal your body that you need to maintain muscle of some sort, it's going to waste that and it's going to burn that instead of fat. So you've got to at least signal your body that you need to have your muscle. So having the two of them together actually works wonders, but a lot of people only have one, not both. Avoiding strength. The big thing when it comes to training for fat loss, a lot of people think that it is about cardio. It's not about cardio. Strength is going to provide a lot more. Strength actually opens the door to anything that you want to do. It is therapeutic. It's one of the reasons I'm able to help people get out of pain, is because I know how to safely make them stronger. At the same time, it also helps people age more gracefully. Last May, I watched the son of a legendary strongman pull a Buick with his teeth at 92 years young. A person that can do that is not going to have any trouble getting out of a chair. He's not going to worry about falling down because he's going to be well protected. Pushing too hard too soon. Kind of going back to that confusion about where to start is people will go in all guns blazing. But when you go in all guns blazing, you're going to burn out because you haven't done it the proper way. You might get some initial results, but it's not sustainable because you just lose the ambition to do it. Program hopping. Does anybody here have any investments?
Yeah,
Okay. You invest in stock or real estate?
real estate.
Okay, what would happen if you bought the real estate and sold it the same day?
I lose money.
Yeah. It's the same thing with exercise. If you don't give a program time to work, because every workout is built off of the workouts before it and the adaptations that occur over time. If you don't give it long enough to do its thing, it's not going to do its thing. And every time you jump from one program to another, you essentially start over. Like there's going to be some adaptations that might carry over, but it's not, the sum of its parts are not greater than its whole.